suggested that we meet under a disused jetty by the river.
Disused Yeti?
Hi, welcome to a Disused Yeti. I am Risa Romano.
I'm Liam Harris.
Oh, whoa. We're doing last names for sure now then?
I mean,
We've never, not once.
Come on, Ken Zider, tell me who you are.
My name's Ken, and it's just Ken. I'm fancy like Madonna.
Wait, what?
She just goes by Madonna. It's fancy.
Pinky
out.
And Prince.
they're both pretty.
Can I just be Warren then, and I'll be like, he can
No,
be
that's
Madonna
my thing.
Prince.
That's my thing. Get your own thing.
And I'm Warren Jaycox from Galaxy of Comics.
Oh yeah, that's a good. You should say where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to like promote the store.
Where am I?
Okay, today we are. Well, we're going to talk about the Davies Era, and we're going to talk about the Moffat Era, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each. So everyone is required to say at least one good thing about Stephen Moffat. I've made this a rule. But would we all feel better if we started with Davies?
Or we should get Moffat out of the way.
Or we could get Moffat out of the way.
I think we do Davies.
Okay, I think let's go
We'll go in order.
chronologically.
Yeah.
Okay, so pros Davies-wise.
Davies had the best doctors.
I agree with that.
9 and 10
100%.
are the best.
Yeah. Although I love Capaldi.
No, yeah, Capaldi's great.
Yeah.
I don't even hate Smith.
I don't have anything against 11 and 12. I just
I'm not a fan of 11. I like 12, but I'm not a fan of 11.
But 11
I quite like 11.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like his whimsical, nonsensical way about himself.
And you like the fact that he looks like an Easter Island statue.
He does kind of look like an Easter Island statue.
They even had a line at one point.
Yeah, didn't somebody call him Easter Island Headman or
I
something?
think River says, "We went to Easter Island. Have you seen the statue?"
Yes.
I thought he was a god.
Yes, that's what it was.
Oh man,
That was funny.
Yeah.
He grew on me. For a while, I didn't like him, and then it just happened one day.
Yeah.
I fell in love.
I think for me, because my first Doctor was 9. I mean, I knew nothing of the other 30 or 20 some odd seasons or what's that?
Other 8.
No,
That's how math works.
No. I'm just saying the other seasons. I mean,
Okay.
I knew nothing of the original show.
Okay, that makes more
that's
sense.
not entirely true. I mean,
I thought you were like insinuating that there were like 30 doctors.
No. I take it back. I knew about Baker. I knew about 4.
Mm-hmm.
But only as like an image. My first Doctor is Eccleston, and I mean it was and it was like this guy. I mean, I was sad to find out that there's only one season of this guy.
I was crushed when he died. I was like, who's this Scottish pretty boy? I have no interest. And then like 2 episodes later, I was like, okay, I'm kind of in love with David. But I was really upset when he died.
It took me longer to get into it.
I couldn't.
The
Christmas episode, he's barely in, so that didn't do it for me. But about like New Earth, even I was on board, and he did the whole like being possessed by Cassandra thing, and I loved all that.
Oh right, yeah. So no, I mean I loved the Davies stuff.
My only complaint about the Davies stuff is like those first, especially that first season with Eccleston. As much as I love Eccleston, they're so cheesy. Like that first episode, I thought I was watching something from Nickelodeon from like 1995.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, I almost gave up on that because of how lame that was.
That was my major complaint, and I think that it was primarily season 1, and they were I think very much angling the kids show thing.
Yeah.
They were aiming at.
And they probably just didn't have a budget.
And they didn't have a budget.
Yeah.
So that was my major con of that.
You know what got me like hooked? Because I mean I'm a binger. I binge watch just about anything. And what really caught me with the Eccleston stuff, I can never say that, is the fact that, or is when they got to Rose and the background with the father. It was like, okay, when they started talking about her father, and going back and kind of, you know what I mean? Which is, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong on this, like within the first 5 episodes.
I think it's maybe like the 7th.
Yeah, it was later.
But I mean, that's really what got me. That's really what kind of like,
the
okay.
The Dalek episode is what got me, that first one.
I thought that
very
was
good.
So good.
Well, here's the irony. The one that really got me, I was enjoying it enough to keep watching it, but the one that really finally like cemented it was The Empty Child, which is the first episode that Stephen Moffat wrote.
Oh, okay.
Empty Child was genius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remind
That's
me
a
which one's
two-part,
that?
right?
The gas
It
mask
is.
kid.
Yeah.
The first.
Are you
My
my
mommy.
mummy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I
this
was a
once.
freak,
Yeah.
so I
Everyone
watched it by
lives.
myself.
Yeah. And that's a Moffat, really.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I mean it's been brought up that the best points in Davies, being
Era,
the
yeah.
show, it is really Moffat's
Pretty much
episodes that he
across
wrote
the board.
it.
Yeah, those were the strong.
Yeah.
The strongest.
He was going to Moffat for a second. He was a fan. He was a kind of a.
Yeah, and he had done things before the show came back, like it wasn't Red
Moffat-
Nose Day, but it was one of those sorts of things, and they did the thing where the doctor kept dying, and he goes through like 5 regenerations in the course of like a couple of minutes.
And becomes a girl, right?
And he
Oh,
becomes a
that's
woman.
he wrote that.
Yes, he wrote that.
Really?
No way! I
That's
didn't
awesome.
realize that. Okay.
That was one of those charity things.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one of
it
the
was
charity
charity
things,
thing.
like
Yeah.
late '90s.
Yeah.
Was that the one with Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
and awkward British guy that's in. What's his name?
House.
Was that Hugh Grant?
And
Is House in it?
No.
No,
oh,
that would've been
no.
and
House would be a good
and
Moffat.
Whitnell, what's his name?
Well,
He came back and played the Great Intelligence in season.
Forgot
Or
the
the
mustache.
No.
Oh.
Oh my God, what is his name?
and I know the female doctor was somebody too. It was
Yeah.
like I recognized her name. I didn't know who she was, but I recognized her name. Like, okay, she is somebody. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so that was, I think,
I
the
didn't realize
first
that was-
televised thing that he wrote. That was
wow.
Doctor Who.
Okay,
related,
that's
but it's
interesting.
not canon, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Other than that major problem with that first season, is there anything negative that anyone really had with the Davies Era? Any problems?
I didn't like Rose.
Martha.
I didn't like those. Wow, really? I love Martha.
I love Martha too.
Yeah, I love Martha. I hate
just-
Rose.
Yeah, Rose was just so
I liked-
mean to everybody.
I liked Rose.
was mean to everybody.
I was fine with Martha, but Donna was my favorite. So.
I like Donna.
was
I'm excited for those radio shows with Tennant and
I
Donna.
know, that's-
Me too, yeah.
How many are coming out? Is
No,
it-
I
wait a
have
minute,
no
wait a
ideas.
minute. Is Donna? Oh yeah, of course Donna is Davies, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
If it's Tennant or Eccleston, it's Davies.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so hard for you.
No, I didn't.
How
And
do
you know what? You gotta understand. I watched like 36. I want to say it's 36 seasons in the span of like 6 or 8 months. Man, come on.
I didn't tell you to do it.
No. Actually, I think he told me to do it.
The guy that's sitting under the table.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's reading. He's reading.
Taking a nap. The cameraman.
I love how
Yes.
the
Yeah.
people who are in the crew never
No,
actually
they're
do this,
they're fine.
which is fine. It's just funny.
It's all good.
So I'm trying to think negative. I guess companions. I didn't like the. I
So
didn't
we all
like
have
the.
a problem with one of the companions, but I think
Yeah.
that's probably true of both eras.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Moving to Moffat,
Everybody
everyone
try to be
say
nice.
one nice thing.
I love his. I mean, this is assuming he had any choice in it, but I mean, I loved the casting of Capaldi. I thought Capaldi was perfect.
Yeah, no, I think that
Capaldi's
was him because
great.
he had said he wanted an older doctor when he did Smith,
Well,
but then
he-
Smith
he
tried out and he just
originally-
really liked him.
He
Smith tried out
offered
for
it-
Sherlock, right?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. I could be
The
wrong.
Matt Smith's doctor was offered to Bill Nye, and he turned it down.
Oh.
That would've been
So
awesome.
not
Yeah.
Bill Nye, Bill Nye.
Yeah, not the
The guy
science
from
guy. Not the science
the
guy.
guy from Shaun of the Dead, right?
Yeah, the dad.
Okay.
He's the stepdad. in
It's
Shaun of the Dead.
Naihi.
Great
So
doctor casting in Moffat Era.
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
good doctor casting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even mind the casting
Overall, yeah.
of Clara. I
don't have
object.
a
I
problem.
object to
She's
the.
a
I
good
object to the
actress,
writing.
but yeah, the
I
writing's
object to the
terrible.
writing of her character.
I guess I'm in the minority. I like Clara. Like that would be the one thing I would say that I like is I think Clara's a good character.
I like her as an actress. I just,
The writing for her.
yeah.
Well, but here's the weird thing, because Stephen Moffat has written all of the iterations of her, and the iterations of her, I found the characterizations different.
Yeah.
I liked her as Oswin.
Yeah.
I liked her less as Victorian Clara, but she was still okay. And then I just don't like. It was like if it had been either of the other
Again,
two, I
she's
would
all
have
over
been
the
okay.
place. Again, she's all over the place.
Yeah, but then I think that also maybe is partially her acting. It's like,
I think
okay,
that's.
she's doing good
I
acting.
still think that's done on purpose. Because of the whole, she was basically split up into 50 million people to be
Yeah.
throughout his whole history.
I almost wish they'd go back to that.
Mhm.
I mean, why not? Shit, they can. I mean, she's in how many different timelines? She's the Impossible Girl. It's
She'll probably pop up. I mean, they can't not have her pop up if they.
Yeah.
They can bring her back at any
regeneration.
time. Is the thing. That's why I think it's time we bring another companion.
Okay,
Yeah, no, well, she's leaving after this season.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
whatever.
Let me
She's been there long enough.
Let me transition. In fact, wasn't it you who said she's been a longer companion
She's
than
been a longer running companion than anyone of the new series.
the new series?
Even
Episode-
Amy?
Yeah, by like a couple episodes.
Oh, okay.
And let me bring that
Oh,
to.
because she had the specials, and then she was there for a couple episodes
Yeah.
with Amy.
Let me transition to
She was there with Amy.
Amy.
They're both in asylum.
Yeah.
Did anybody see her horror short?
Her
No, I've
horror
heard
short?
good things.
Her horror short. She wrote, starred in, and directed
Really?
a like 9 minute. It's like a 9-minute short,
Mm-hmm.
and it was for. Correct me if I'm wrong, Quint, but I think it was for like some sort of horror film short competition or something like that.
Something like
Why
that.
does she need to be in a?
I think she just wanted to.
She wanted to,
Yeah.
and
I mean, why
I'm telling you, this blew my mind. I like the fact that
So
he's
his
got
casting.
he's got good casting. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows his
hated
stuff when
Amy.
it comes to that.
God,
I
I
did
hated
too.
Amy.
I did too.
I actually like Amy, but
I
you
hated
can
Rory
put
more,
good
but
people in bad roles.
badly written roles. Yeah, kinda.
I just
Yeah.
didn't like how he handled the end of Amy and Rory. There's a lot of loopholes and.
It
there's
didn't
plot
make
holes in
sense to
that.
me. I didn't really understand that.
Like.
You mean
You can never see them again because the reason.
You mean having them split up in between seasons?
Oh, and
even
that
though
was just dumb.
even though he had waited how many
For 2,000
millennia
years.
for her? Oh.
But they had a spat about her job, and
Yes.
Meh.
Oh.
that was just.
And was that ever explained anyway? His thing is like is he a machine or?
When
no,
time
he went
fixed
when
itself.
when the Doctor rebooted the universe. Rory became human again.
Yeah. But he was a machine for a while, kind of thing.
Like 1,000
I don't know.
years.
And you know what? I felt like I'm sorry. This is going back to criticisms. I'm sorry.
So you're gonna say it, and then we're gonna go back. To
Okay.
the next
It just it felt like he went to that. It felt like he went to that well too often. Right now in comics, we've got a really good example in Marvel Comics in that they're always doing these giant, huge crossovers, and they are always, just always these like, universe, this is going to destroy the universe if we don't stop. It's like, oh God, you can go to that just one too many times.
Yeah.
You've got to stop.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like with his run as well, or at least with 11. It was just like there were too many moments where it was just like, oh my God,
Everything is at stake.
Yes, it's
in
like,
all of the
oh,
universes.
Like stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
We haven't had anything like that in Capaldi yet, have we?
No,
Full
which is
on,
good,
No.
which is
universe
nice. Maybe it's why I like
reach.
Capaldi's run. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm digging the stuff with Capaldi.
Yeah, I think Capaldi, Capaldi and Coleman also have a very good chemistry
Yeah.
together. I think
I like his little
they enjoy
insults
each other.
at her all the time.
Yeah, I think they enjoy each other.
like
so
Like, that was my
I
problem.
like that he insults her.
Yes, yeah.
My problem with Smith and his companions was like there was too much of a romantic thing going on.
Like even with
But that was
Amy,
the thing
which
with Davies, too.
Amy's love
Yeah.
interest was Rory, but they still had to have like a
Yeah.
oh, but what if she were into the Doctor?
Yeah, and
no,
it was like,
let's
that's
not go
no.
there.
Yeah.
And I like how he's just like he likes her as a friend, but he's like, oh, you're gross.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gross.
yeah.
Don't touch me, you're gross.
And
it's funny.
Have you noticed, like in the past season, not that has changed, but it's gotten to the point where now, if because again, I don't want to give anything away from last night's episode, but it seems like this is a big thrust of who the Doctor is now. That if something happens to Clara, he just becomes
I'm
this.
curious as to how they're
He's
going to
very
handle that because
protective. He's
every
more of a father
episode they
figure,
brought
right.
it up. Every
Right.
episode it's been like, I don't know what I do without Clara. And it's like, okay, well at the end of the season he's not going to have Clara.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of
Yeah.
pushing that down your throat a little
Yeah.
bit.
I don't know.
Well, and
Did he
then,
finally kill off a companion?
no, not
Well,
finally.
for
They've been
proper-
they've killed a few.
there've
In the
been a
new
number of them.
series, they haven't. Though.
Well, technically they killed off Amy and Rory.
But they lived out their life. in
Yeah,
their
but
40s.
That's
It
true.
was still like they're dead.
They were disconnected from the Doctor.
I have something
what?
nice to say about Moffat.
Okay.
Something nice.
I do have something nice.
Okay.
He gave me closure on 8. and I appreciate that.
Yes, he did.
I loved that
Absolutely.
short. I thought it was great.
Night of
Wait.
the Doctor.
Yeah.
What's short?
The eighth Doctor dies.
There's a
Or
short.
regenerates.
Yeah.
Short?
There's a short
Before
with
the
the
Day of
eighth
the
Doctor,
Doctor.
Paul McGann.
Paul McGann is awesome.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
love Paul McGann. He's so
Yeah.
cool. I really wish they'd actually done that series. Like, when you see that movie, the TV movie, it's like, there was so much potential for that.
There was a lot of bad, but he was
There
one of the
was.
things that was
Did
particularly
you
good.
read the comic?
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I liked it.
Who's it written by?
I don't know. It's not someone I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
If you
Like,
it.
every time I look at the Titan books, I don't know
There's
anybody.
there's a brand new
Eighth Doctor?
eighth
Yeah.
Doctor
that you
comic.
can get at
At
Galaxy of
Comics.
Yeah. I loved that short
Okay,
so much.
yeah.
Like, that was the coolest thing ever to me. And I loved how it was such a surprise. It was like, I heard nothing about it.
It
I
just
got
showed
up
up
that
on the
morning,
internet, yeah.
and like, I had like 10 emails and Facebook messages from people going, dude, you gotta see this, because like all my friends know that I was a big fan of Paul McGann.
Yeah.
So the 50th anniversary was great. Like watching all 3 Doctors and the Zygon invasion was incredible. I really liked the story, but I just did not like how he. Are we? Oh God!
What happened?
We're going to Gallifrey 1 and John Hurt's going to be there. It's a convention.
Oh, yeah.
But he reversed the destruction of Gallifrey, and I didn't think that was cool. He should have. I don't know.
See, and I disagree with that.
I do as well. I thought it was really cool to bring back Gallifrey, because it just brings that whole thing back to the Doctor can fix anything. There's no such thing as a hopeless situation with him.
I was agreeing with what you were saying. I liked for the 50th that it was something so big and game-changing, and it was ultimately had a happy ending, because otherwise it would have ended with everyone dying. That kind of would have been a bummer for the 50th anniversary. But if you're going to bring Gallifrey back like that, then you need to the rest of the series, or at some point coming back to the TV show, that has to come up, and they haven't really been doing. They keep talking about, oh, we're going to get into the quest for Gallifrey. When? It's 2 seasons now.
I can't imagine that they're not going to go back to
We
it.
haven't even
though.
No, they
Just
will at
can't
some
imagine.
It's taken
point.
them
Maybe
long.
that's what they're going to do next year, because they're talking about doing like a short season.
My thing on the Doctor and Gallifrey. Again, I will go back to comic books. I feel like this is sort of a Superman and Krypton situation, where it is a good idea to have. Wow. It is a good idea to have Superman being able to visit Krypton, but not going overboard, which is what they've also done.
They've done that in
DC's
the classic.
Yeah, DC's also done the overboard thing where they actually bring back Krypton.
Well, Classic
Like,
Who, I realized, and because I was like, oh, okay, it could be kind of interesting if we see Gallifrey again, but then I was thinking of all the classic episodes of Gallifrey, and I don't really like them very much.
I think that was kind of the consensus. Isn't that why Davies did that?
But-
Because he didn't want to deal with the time Lord?
but let me propose something, especially since it's kind of somewhat recent in my memory. I feel like a lot of that stuff is not good because of the production values and the sort of what's the word I'm looking for. The fact that he became president of Gallifrey,
Well, that was my other problem.
was like,
Yes.
and really, and it was literally
Isn't
a
Romana
point.
the president now, or was last time we heard from him?
I think that's right. And my problem with that is I think you delve into the weeds way too much. I think if you have 1 or 2 episodes that has him finding Gallifrey and dealing with that whole situation, and then pulling back and we don't see it again for whatever reason, I think is a great way to go.
Every time we see the Gallifreyans, it's
Yeah.
because of something political.
Yeah, you see I guess it's the Gallifreyan Parliament. I guess it's the
Yeah.
Parliament, or you see the president, or it's
Yeah.
very political.
And
it's
I-
like
I-
stop that,
yeah,
stop.
exactly.
You guys. There's other than
I want to see the rest of Gallifrey.
There's a whole
I mean,
world.
we saw some of the
Yeah.
lore. Okay, so here's another plus for
Exactly.
Moffat. We saw some more
But
Gallifrey.
even
That's
there,
interesting.
even there, you only see the War Council and the president.
Yeah.
It's like there's a whole world to explore. Let's look at that. Take
Yeah.
2 episodes or 3 episodes and have fun with that, and then pull back for whatever reason. Figure out a reason to go back to the regular stories. I think they could easily do that and have no problem.
Yeah, without it being a legal reason that he has to go back.
Yeah, and production values as they are now would be
They could
such a
do that.
yeah, exactly. So
I mean, they did Scarrow pretty well.
Yeah,
they
Star-Lord.
did
Cool.
a few times.
and they did New Earth great like that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so
I'd like to see him just go to more planets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were talking about this last time.
Yeah, we
too.
talked about it
Let's
last
go
time,
some
yeah.
different places.
I seem to repeat myself. Sorry.
No, but it's true.
Well, we repeat you too. So
Maybe instead
Okay.
of going to Gallifrey, someone from Gallifrey should just find him, like how Donna would just pop up in the TARDIS. Just a Time Lord kind of walks on and just there you go.
and they've had that before. I mean, they've had Time Lords just kind of. Remember what's the is it Troughton? No, it's well, maybe it's Baker. Who was the rogue Time Lord?
The Valeyard.
No, that's the
later.
Doctor.
Wait, which?
There was a rogue Time Lord that had like a pillar. It was a pillar. Oh wait a minute,
Are you
maybe I'm
talking
getting
Medley
mixed
Monk?
up. Maybe I'm yes,
That's
yes,
Hartnell.
yes. What's that?
That's Hartnell.
Is that Hartnell?
That's Hartnell.
God, I didn't realize
But
it
he
was
would
that
be
early.
fun.
What's that?
He would be
But
fun.
that's what I'm getting at. That's what I mean. It's like just having a Time Lord just sort of show up, and it's like, oh wait, I thought I was
The
the last.
Master, one of my favorite moments, and it's so weird and random, is it's in the Pertwee era, and it's right before the Master shows up. Some Time Lord in like a suit and a bowler hat with a cane is floating through midair
I remember that.
and shows up and is like, by the way, just want to let you know the Master's coming, and then goes away.
That
and we never
is
see
his.
him.
Isn't that Pertwee's death? Isn't that like the
Was it?
Yeah, I think that's the
I had
like
no
the
idea.
episode or
That would be
two
great.
before he dies. And you're right, he's floating.
He's floating in
It's
midair.
like what the
It's
fuck?
wonderfully random.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
just there to warn him that the
That the
Master's
Master's
coming.
Hey, just
yeah.
so you know.
Just
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah.
See you
Your arch
later.
nemesis is coming.
Yeah. So
Deal
anyway,
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see Time Lords. I just don't know that I want it to become centered on
Right.
the Gallifrey storyline.
Which a lot of bakers did.
Yeah.
A lot of bakers did.
I liked Baker, but I would have that problem where it seemed like a lot of the time.
Yeah. So anywho,
Yeah, anyway, anyone have any last things to say about either of those eras?
love
Bring
Davies
back
Era.
Paul McGann.
Oh, that would be
I'd
cool.
kind of be okay with that. Like,
That would be
an
cool.
episode or
Like
That
do
would be really cool.
the Tales of Doctor Who. Bring him back for a couple specials. How fun would
That
that,
would
be?
be
That would
really
be cool.
fun.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Okay. So, I guess that's it. I don't have an outro. I want, like...
Dun 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 dun.
Disused Yeti?